Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Beauty and today's video is on what I read from August through September. And I read a lot of books. I think it was like 15, 20, something I returned because I don't see the point in keeping a book I'm not gonna reread again, so I just returned them. Yeah, so the first book that I read was, I think it was The Play Along by Tia Swain. This is the first book that I read. That was her, I think her only book that I didn't own that was on Amazon. So I was like, you know what? Since I love her and all, so I was like, let me just buy it. Because, like, I love Tia. And she did not disappoint. She did not disappoint. This book was so good. Like, I really love this book. Like, it was very suspenseful. How you say? You know how, like, a book just keep you guessing? Yeah, that's what it was for me. It was really good. Like, it kept me guessing throughout the whole way. And I was discovering things throughout the whole way. And it had the romance. It had the spice. It had, like, everything. Like, I was not bored. Like, when you read this book, you would not get bored. Because it was that good. Like, it was really good. Storyline, plot-wise, character-wise. Because I had to fall in love with the character in order to go, like, read it and love it. Like, about this book, the guy name. His name was Trace. Yeah, I like my man's, like, characters the way I said my book characters, the male, to be, like, manly, but I took that. Like, why not? But this book was between Trace and Rochelle. Rochelle, they met on the back of a club. She just found out that her boyfriend was cheating on her with her best friend. So she was heartbroken and walking out the club, and then she witnessed him and a group of people, like, committing, you know, murder, I guess. Yeah, I think committing murder. And then they took her captive. At first, the other group was gonna try to, like, you know, play with her and shit. But Trace was like, no, she's mine. And then he just kept her in. And after that, history, and they pretended to be together. Like, so this is also a fake dating trope. Enemies to lovers, and grumpy guy, and sunshine, because he was very to himself. But I really love this book. Like, the spice level amazing. I rated like 4 stars. I rated 4 stars. Like, I really did enjoy reading it. Like, it was so interesting. Like, it keep, like, I remember I read this in one sitting. That's how good it was. It makes me want to read it again. Like, I want to read it again. And then the other book that I read was Mafia Madmen by Mina Finally. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Yeah, Mafia. I have the other. This is a series. This is the King of Italy series. I have the other 2 books, but this is the 3rd book. And this is the 3rd book on her sister. And the other book that I have, this is her sister Chloe book. And who's the guy? And Enzo, the enemy of the other book, male character. This book, oh my god. This book was so good. This was about Gia and Enzo. So Enzo was tortured from the other book, so he wanted to get revenge. So he ended up seeing Gia at this fashion place, and then he ended up, like, kidnapping her. At first, she didn't know who he was, of course. Like, she didn't remember who she was, and he ended up kidnapping her and keeping her on this boat because he was hiding away from the other character and the other books. And this book was so good. Like I love how Gia was so strong. Like, she's not phased. Like, she's not kicked. She was kidnapped. She over here doing yoga while she was in the cell. Like, what? Like, she literally, like, made him fall for her. Like, that's what's so amazing. Her confidence and everything. was amazing. And Enzo trying to deny everything, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, my girl got him. But this one was so good. I really love this one. I wish they had 2 books because the other character had like 2 books. So I was hoping it was 2 books, but it was just 1 book. I feel like it's just too small. The story was so good. Their love story was amazing. The spice was amazing. It was literally enemies to lovers, captor romance. It was really good. Because you understand. Because he literally even gave up his revenge for her. Like, he wouldn't give up his revenge for anything. But when it came to her, he was like, yeah, I need her. It was so good. And then the other book that I read was The Annulator by Runix. This is part of the series. I have the other series. This is a Dark Verse. This is book 5 in this series. And all the other series were really good. But this one was the darkest one. This one is a dark one. Like, prepare. There's like trigger warning. You should watch out for the trigger warning. Because I have a trigger warning. At first, I didn't think I had one. But turned out I do. Because mine was sex trafficking. Like, I don't. Like, I get so paranoid. And it's just like, yeah. But the love for each other that they had in this book, she went through a lot. The girl character, the female character, Layla, she went through a lot. The way they knew each other, how their relationship developed. So there's a relation to this book from the other book. I don't want to spoil it because I know I will spoil it by saying something stupid. So, you know, I'm just gonna like not really explain this because there's kind of a mystery. You just have to find out to read it. But you do need to read the other books in order to read this because it's connected. But yeah, Layla went through a lot. She was literally kidnapped at a young age. She don't know who her old family is. And she was brought into sex trafficking. And she was there for quite a while. It was so sad. And then the other character, at first when they introduced him as him. Because we don't know his story to about the middle of the book. So I don't want to say anything, but just be warned, this is a dark romance. Like, it had me like, some scene I was really like crying. Just to be known. But it was good. I feel like I was kind of biased because I love the other book, so I kept it. I didn't return it. But would I be reading it again? It was too much. But if you into like dark romance and stuff like that, you will love it. I think you will love it. It was not for me, but it was still cute. And then the other book that I read was Cherish Union. This series is one of my favorite series. This is book 8, and I own all the books except for book 4. I returned it because I didn't like it like that. But I thought I have all of it. This one is book 8 from the Cherish Union. It's from the Maid series, and let me tell you, y'all need to read the Maid series because the Maid series by Brooke Summers is amazing. That family, like, I feel like I'm part of the family. Literally, nobody can tell me nothing. Like, I know, like, I'm part of their family. This one was about Hayden. This was about Hayden Gallagher and Adeline Gallo. Their story was so cute. When I tell you, Hayden was like the cutest. This is a dark romance, but it wasn't really dark. It wasn't dark. Like, it was not, let me not say dark romance. It was a mafia. Like, they're part of the mafia, but the storyline was not, it was not a dark storyline. Because Aiden was like the perfect, I'm not going to say perfect, but he was really amazing. The character, like, he was so cute, guys. He was so nice. Like, when because this is an arranged marriage also, so, you know, at first I was scared because, you know, of the way her dad treated her. She had the mafia. She been raised in the mafia and she knows these type of things. So all this time in her head, she's like, oh my God, I'm marrying this mafia. And, you know, she was expecting worse, but when they met each other, he literally told her how it was. Like, he literally was like, oh, I'll treat you the way I treat you depend on how you treat me. and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Their marriage was beautiful. Like, it was not even no fake arranged marriage. Like, they really got time to get to know each other and, you know, and spend time with each other. Like, it was really good. So this was just arranged marriage. It was not enemies to lovers. It was beautiful how they came together, even though it was an arranged marriage. But the spice level is so good. Like, it was really good. Like, I really love this book. It was not my favorite from this series. I have better favorite, but from all the series, he was the most gentleman out of all of them. And I really think you guys will love it. And then the other book that I read was the Do-Over. And this is the My House series. This is the 4th book. Yeah, this is the 4th book. And this is Elliot book. And what's the girl name? Elliot and... Did I just... Oh my god. No, why would I do that? This is not Elliot book. Elliot is the other book. This one is Christopher. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm betraying him. But no. This is between Christopher and Hayden's story. And it was so good. It's about how Christopher was... He was going through it. He was literally thinking over his life, how he is a sport brat and that's wealthy. His family is wealthy. His brother's wealthy. Literally, he's like the definition of a billionaire. And in order to find himself, he went to a different like part of Europe. Was it a different part of Europe? But he traveled somewhere with no money, new identity, everything in order to find himself. Because he was like... He really don't know who he is without the fame and the money. He was like, that's crazy. And he never had a girlfriend in his life because he didn't see the point of it. Like, he didn't see the value. Like, he got money, he can get any girl he want. So, in order to find himself and find out what he like, who he is without the fame, without the money. And during that moment, he met Hayden through this traveling group where they share a room. And then they became friends at first, and then they fell with each other. At first, Hayden was scared to fall in love because she just got a relationship. She didn't really just got a relationship with her boyfriend, like her ex-boyfriend, but it was her high school sweetheart. So she didn't know. And then the way I call him Elliot again. The way Christopher acted, was like he was a player, so Hayden was like scared to go into it, but she ended up giving him a chance, and their relationship was so beautiful. But all this time, Hayden didn't know that Christopher is a millionaire. At this point, she's thinking he's like, he has no money, he's just a regular guy. But little does she know, like, she's literally dating a billionaire without even knowing. Like, that's crazy. But it was really good. It was really beautiful. I like the way that he left to go find himself, like, throughout his journey. That was really beautiful. The spice in this book was amazing. Plot was amazing. Characters was amazing. It was really... I really enjoyed it, and I kept it. And then the other books that I read was... This is the Obsession series. The first book is Devil Lair. And then the second book is Angel Cage. And this was... I'm sorry, I'm not good with names. Like, I be forgetting their names. Chloe and Nicolette, and this is the first book. The first book was about her. She was on the run for this assassin that was trying to kill her, and she didn't even know why. But while on the run, she saw this application for indoor tutor. So then she applied, and that's when she met Nicolette, who is a mafia, but she doesn't know that he's like part of that. She was like, I'm trying to get away, and it's in an area where nobody can find her, so she saved there. She was like, and then she applied, and then she met Nicolette. Nicolette was so attracted to her first sight, so it was history from there. And then she found out everything about him. It was like, it was good. Nicolette is a possessive man. Like, he's very like possessive. He's the type of guy that he was so dominant. He was like my way. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was toxic. Cause like literally, should I say it? I don't want to say it without spoiling it, but he was really possessive. Like, it's his way or the heart rate. Literally, like half the time she didn't have to say. Cause like he was already in love. He was like, I'm not letting her go, and that's on period. Like, I don't care. I'm not letting her go. But it was really good. I liked it. And then from that series, I met this couple, which is my favorite, and this one just recently came out. Like, I really love this book. Like, and then she's just one book, and there's a part 2 to it. Like, I was left on a cliffhanger, but it was really good. Like, I didn't mind. I was that obsessed. I was so mad because I really loved this couple. This couple was his sister, Nicole's sister, which her name is Alina and Elixir. So Alina and Elixir has an arranged marriage, but Alina don't want to get married or anything because she saw her parents' relationship. She's like, no, like, why would I want to be part of this? Like, she doesn't want to get married at all. She like literally begs this man to be like, can you like cut up, because I know you have a say in this. But little does she know that, I don't want to say, I feel like if I say it, then I'm giving away the mysterious. Because when I found out towards the end, I was like, oh my god, like, I didn't even know. So it goes back to 10 years ago and the future. So we go back and forth. I love the future part. Not the future part, the past part, like, they did it well. Usually I don't really like when they do that, but for this book, it was done well. This couple has my heart. Like, she's making me wait till 2023, guys. Till 2023. You know how far that is? I really like... This book is so good, guys. Like, I really recommend. You don't have to read the other book in order to know their story, because it tells you everything you need to know. So you could just read this if you want, because this one was my favorite out of all that. Is different series, because this is a different series, because this one has 2 books and she just released 1 at the moment, and the next one should be 2023. I don't know. The next book that I read was from When Heroes Fall by Gianna Darling. There's 2 books. The second book, I returned it because it was so boring. Like, I tried giving it a chance because, you know, the first one was good. That's why I kept it. And plus, I wrote on it. Not wrote on it, like, I highlighted some parts that he said. So I couldn't return it, but I decided to keep it because it was not that bad. The second one was the boring one. The second one was so boring, guys. Like, I didn't even want to finish it. But the first one was okay. It was okay. Would I read it again? I don't know. But it was okay. Like, I kept the first one because the male character in this one is so beautiful. And I've never met a mafia with such a gentleman. Like he was so smart, so beautiful. And I found the stuff he was saying, I was highlighting because it was so good, guys. Like, the stuff he was saying was so, like, he literally said, the action of one bad man do not extend every other man in his community. I'm just saying, like. And then there was another part, he was like, oh my god, last quote, he was like, these men have seen violence and retribution, but does not mean they cannot comfort a child, bring pleasure to a lover, or protect an innocent. So I had, like, the stuff he was saying was so inspirational, and I was just like, oh wow. But I'm not gonna lie, he's one of my favorite characters, like, because the stuff he was really saying was really speaking to me. I don't know why, because it doesn't relate to me, but it was very nice, beautiful. So this story is about Elena and Dante. Dante is a mafia. He's a capo of something. And the word of mafia, that's like the boss. He's a capo of a capo. And he's being charged for murder. But that case, he actually didn't do it. Somebody's trying to flame him. And Elena is his lawyer who's trying to get him out of this murder case where he could be facing like 10 years of prison. But during the process, they fall in love, and the rest was history. But Elena went through it. Like, they literally, her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, cheated on her, left her for her sister, and got her sister pregnant. So at this point, she went through it. So before she could crack, like, Dante had to go and like hella, you know, to try to change her mind. But it was really beautiful. The first book was really good. I don't know what happened to the second book, but the first book was everything. And then last but not least, my favorite of all time. Read it, still thinking about it after I finished reading it. Read it again because I wanted to have that first time feeling again. This series was so good. Like, Amo Jones, guys, I need to get into her books. I know she writes dark stuff, but this series, okay, let me just stop talking. This is the Elite King Club series by Amo Jones. Guys, like, this series was everything. Like, I wanted to be their friend. I wanted to be part of the crew. Everything. Like, this has my heart, guys. This is a 5-star for me. This is a 5-star. Yeah, I need to get into it because this is definitely a 5-star for me. But this is a dark romance. I wouldn't say high school dark romance, but they were seniors. So, okay, the first 3 couples